Just if someone can ping me that you can hear me, and we will start. Yes, thank you, Dan. Okay. So, today's webinar, as you all know, will be about Focus Live Service Desk product. The agenda for today will be first we'll speak a little bit about Focus Live Service Desk, a short presentation about the abilities, and then we will switch to a live demo, and after that we will leave time for Q&A. The webinar will be around 1 hour, and I hope that you will enjoy it. Okay, first slide in the presentation represents basically the high-level abilities of the tool. So first, when we're talking about Service Desk, the main thing will be the incident management abilities. The main entity and all the logics will be around the incident, not all, but most of that. The incident is the center of the Service Desk activities. We will see how to create a new one, we will see how to manage that, and what are the rules that you can define as part of the tool. The incident management is based on the ITIL methodology. As you can see also, we have here the Ping Verified certification. The Ping Verified certification means that this system is based on the ITIL methodology. There is a company that's doing the certification, and we are one of a few, not many, products which are also suited for Microsoft Dynamics CRM, and they have this certification. Now, this certification is very important also for organizations that needs all kinds of ISO certifications, and they need to state that they have support software with that certification. So this is also important, but most of that is the most important part here is to understand that this is not something that we just thought about how will be the best way, what will be the best approach to manage my service desk, but it's based on all those written methodologies, so it's very aligned to that. We have also a full SLA management. We will see that we're taking under consideration calendars, holidays, working hours. We will see that. We have also the problem and change management, which I called also advanced service desk. The idea behind problem and change is that let's say that you have a ticket, a new incident, and this is something more in the infrastructure of the organization. It's not just something that you can fix ad hoc. So then you have to escalate the incident into problem and then into change, and there is a full process there of change proposal, change approval, and then the release date. You will see that's coming from few customers asking for that. Most of the customer and most of the service desk working will be around the incident, but it's important also to be familiar with the problem and change management as well. Talking a little bit about configuration of the system, we really believe about the abilities to plug and play the system. That means to download that, of course, from the App Store, to go and do all kind of configuration, and then to start working with that. No need of code or developers. So for example, escalation and notification, this is really a good example for that you can set all kinds of rules in the system according to many parameters. For example, notification will be based according to specific rules. It can be based on the SLA. Escalation will be according to the type of the incident, working with tiers or without tiers, escalate manually. So we have a lot of tools that probably will fit, not all of them, most of them, most of the customer needs. So this is very important. We have part of the service desk, we have the asset management, the ability to link service desk product to customer or employee. It's also important to say at that stage that The same solution is aligned to the service desk, which is external for customers, but also for help desk for employees. Now you can use the same tool on the same organization, on the same CRM, to do both of them on the same time, and yet to keep the rules different for each type of activity. So for employees, you will have this kind of SLA. For customer, you will have different kind of SLA or rules. So it's important to say. And the asset management is a good example for that, since you can manage all the assets for your external customers or for your internal employees. And later on, by the way, those employees can be part of, for example, our HR solution. It's the same employee and the same asset, so it can be very linked to other products as well. As part of the as part of the services, we will manage also the contract of the customers, the service contract. Basically, are the business terms, how much to pay, when, how many incidents involved. It's very based on the CRM out-of-the-box service module, but of course we added a lot of them. It's important also to say that the service module of the CRM is the base of all the service desks, where it didn't, just replace everything, because we add the infrastructure, so we just upgraded the abilities. That's why you see and use the same account, contacts, incident, contracts coming from the CRM. Part of the solution is a customer portal. Again, can be employees portal or customers portal, which is not installed on the CRM, but it's fully integrated with our the knowledge and all the functionality coming behind the scene. We will see the customer portal as part of the demo. And of course, since there are lots of parameters and a lot of data that you want to filter and to get really a quick access to, so we will have there also the reports and the dashboard as part of the solution. Okay, let's just drill down a little bit for each one of those components. So when we're talking about service contract, we have this service contract. We have the abilities to manage payment bills of the customer, the SLA that we defined with our customer, what will be the response time, what will be the due date for taking care of the incident. We will see there also automated types. What will be the limitation of each one of the contracts? Can be according to number of incidents, it can be according to duration. Let's say this is the contract for November, and it can be according to working time. Customer can buy from us, for example, 200 hours of support, and then each time that we will complete an incident, we will just reduce it from there. From the incident, you can create also invoices for those contract lines. Again, it's not a real invoice system, but you can record and to say that the specific contract line was already invoiced, so you can save that in the history of the contract and the customer as well. And finally, we will have their calendars. Calendars basically are the way to define working hours, according to which the SLA will be calculated. You can also define holidays, closure days, etc. Now we have many ways to create new incidents is the trigger for all the processes. So one way is just to work with the system and to just to create a new incident from there. Another way, a very popular one, is just by the customer. The customer will trigger the new incident. He will do that from the customer or the employee's portal, and he will do that. We will see that. And another two ways to work from the system is to work with phone calls or email activities. Emails can be triggered automatically according to emails that will be sent to a support queue or a support email address. And from those two activities, email and phone calls, we can convert we can convert it into incident. From the CRM, by the way, you can also convert that, but we added to that other functionalities and other fields that can make the process even easier. Under the incident management, we will see a lot of information because again, this is the main part and the main entity of the service desk. So we will see the incident details, type, subtype, the specification, who is the owner, who is the customer, what is the contract, etc. We will see the priority, the initial priority, and the current system priority. The priority will keep progress as long as the incident will be aged. And when the SLA will be exceeded, the priority will get to 100. The priority is in a scale of 1 to 100. And basically, according to the SLA, the priority will get higher and higher. And this is also, by the way, reflecting on the way that we are sorting the incidents on the system. So the higher priorities will be higher on the list of the service desk support team. Under the incident, we will keep and save all kinds of statistic details, such as what was the response time, comparing to the response time according to the SLA, responding to the SLA. So we will see that as well. We have the incident tracker, the ability to track certain fields or certain values that we thought that are important. Of course, we have the CRM. In the CRM, we have the ability to use the audit log, but the audit just keeps everything. And sometimes you just want to keep the important fields. The important fields for me is for us, as we can see that, are the status, the SLA, the owner. So those are fields that we just keep aside each time that those fields will be modified. We will create some kind of snapshot and we will say who modified that from which value to which value. So we will have the record of that. Of course, using the incident, we will have also the activities, which are again part of the coming from the CRM, the tasks, the emails, everything will be there. In order to save time, we have also the incident templates. Instead of start typing the same values over and over again, you can just choose incident template and use that, and that will cause to few fields to be populated automatically instead of to give the service desk user the work to do that. And we have also knowledge base, the same knowledge base of the CRM linked to the incident. By the way, knowledge base and incident templates can be used from the portal as well. And both of them, of course, the admin can define if it's something that the customers will see on the portal or not. So it's according to this definition. Okay, SLA and priorities. So as I say, the SLA will be defined on the contract. We can define two types of SLA, start date and due date, basically. How long it will take me to respond, how long it will take me to resolve. And then according to the calendar and closures days, which we can define to each customer, and calendar, which is basically the working hours, which we define with the customer, since customer can, for example, decide that he would like to pay a little bit more, but to get 24/7 support, or to pay a little bit less and then to get support only during working hours. And then the SLA will be calculated only during this time. So after we get the SLA and calculate that according to the calendar and closures date, we will set SLA for each incident. And from that moment on, that will be the SLA of the incident, and the priority will be calculated according to that. So again, each time that we, or as long as the incident will be aged, the priority will get higher and higher. And if the incident will not be resolved before the due date of the SLA, the priority will get to 100. And all kinds of rules, for example, notifications and escalations, will be defined or will be triggered as a result of the SLA. We will see that also. The final result or the outcome of those SLN priority management, of course, will be reports. We want to see how many incidents we resolved before the due date, or what was the percentage of incidents that were resolved before that. Everything, since all the statistics are there, it's very easily to create all kinds of reports and have all kinds of reports. Notification are part of every service desk activities. So under notification, again, when we're talking about plug and play, we have the ability to have a user configuration. It's not a wizard, but it's definitely an entity of the CRM you can just use in order to define that. On the configuration, you can define different notification for different events, for example, and we defined a lot of events on the system that we can use. For example, the creation of an incident, assignment of an incident, we will see that. The notification can be in multi-languages. That means that we can define that a notification will be sent according to the language of the customer, or for example, we can define that the notification will always be sent on the one language. So it's something that the organization can define. A notification can be triggered as an impact of an SLA before it is exceeded or after it will be exceeded, and it can be also recurring. And the notification can be sent to multi-receipts. For example, it can be sent to, for example, a expert team or some kind of team that you have many users there, so we can send that to multi-receipts as well. Escalation is also part of the services activities. By the way, it can be for small organizations, they can choose to work with no escalation. It can be one contact guy taking care of all the incidents. That's okay. For more complicated organization, you will see that you will need tiers. So, for example, tier 1 will get the incident and maybe classify that, or maybe try to give support for that. But if not, you would have tier 2, tier 3, expert, external, etc. So we have the abilities to manage tiers. In the tiers, we can define members. The members can be a user, teams, queue. Each assignment policy, which is basically the assignment rules, can define rules for each type, subtype, category, whatever. For each of those types, the escalation rule will define who will be the owner in which stage. So you can define that the rules by that. We have also escalation rules. That means that the escalation can be triggered automatically. So, for example, if you define that when an incident will get to a certain priority, and the incident will be escalated to the next tier. And finally, again, as I said, we can manage multi-tiers and endless number of tiers. But again, it's important also to say that you can just have one tier, and or maybe just one owner, because you have maybe customers that just want a single one. We have also, as I say, the advanced service desk, the ability to manage problem and change. Again, the example, same service desk. We have also the change management. Again, for escalation of an incident, we have change management, problem management. And under a change management, we have change proposal and change approval process. Um, Again, this is, think about that you have an organization now that need to upgrade I don't know, a network, okay, internet network. So he can choose to have many ways to do that, change the provider, start to change the infrastructure. So that will be the change proposal, and then you will have change approval process to one of those. We have also problem management, known errors, and all of that will be affected by the budget and impacts on the organization and downtime, maintenance, etc. In the asset management part, we have also the ability, as I say, to link between service desk products to account, contact, or employees. We will be able to see their asset status, warranty expiration date, and two important things to say here. One is that we have also a module which is relatively new, I think from the last few months, called RMA. RMA basically is all the abilities of managing the process of assets that will be returned to the organization, and to track what will be done with that asset. If it's going to be end of life, are we going to fix it and then maybe to have that done, or make it return to the inventory? So this is one. And secondly, as you can see here, we have also integration with Microsoft System Center for the SCOM and SCOM modules, which basically can trigger both the assets on the system and trigger new incidents on the system as well. So again, in that point, it's just, if for your information, so if you get you see that in all kinds of RFPs or something, so just to know that we have those two, RMA and System Center. Okay, when we're talking about the portal, again, the customer or employees portal, we have the abilities to manage rules or definition or license for each one of the users. Those are the authentication tickets. On the authentication ticket, we can define permissions. We can define what will be the language, the time zone, and then from the portal, the user can create new incident, view all the incident according to all kinds of filters, search, etc. We can use the knowledge base. He can see his assets, the asset list, and then he can see, for example, warranty expiration date will be closed, so we can just trigger on that. Once an incident will be opened, the customer can add notes and attachments. He can cancel an open incident. We'll see that as well. The customer can also view reports from the portal, and he has also a what's new section from which the organization basically can communicate with the customer or the employee. Okay, let's switch to the live demo in which I will present how to create an incident from an email and how to create incident from employees portal. In one case it will be a customer, the other way it will be employee. So let's switch to the system. Okay. So in that case, I am a service desk user who wants to get his next task. So we will go to the queues. I will ask to see all items from queue called support. Okay. So let's see. Seems that it's not responding. Refresh. So on the support queue, I can see that I have one email saying I have a problem to log in. Let's open the email and see what is the problem. Okay, I tried to log in, user Adrian, etc. Okay, so I will see the problem, and now I can just convert that into case. So I will click here to convert to case. The convert to case window will be opened. Now, since I'm just using a demo environment now, I don't have here account or contact in the email. But basically, if that was indeed an incoming email and coming from account or contact, the account field would be populated automatically. So in that case, I will just fill in this field. My customer. Okay, that will be the contact. And then I need to choose a contract. Again, the contract will define the SLA. I will show you in a second. So basically here I can choose the contract. We have here one for Q2 2014. And then we have the contract line. In that case will be hyper. Okay. Now I need to provide the classification, the type, subtype, and category. And I need to provide the impact, request type, and maybe also the customer urgency. But I can just use the incident template which I have here, since I'm working with the service desk all the time, so I already know all the templates, and instead of start typing that all over again, I can just choose the incident template. So I choose in that case a code 200, but it can be also I can just search for the incident template, or I can that type, but I find that more. I find it easier just to type the code, and then I will click OK. Basically, I have here two options which I didn't explain about, but basically I can choose to open the incident and link the email to the incident, and this is basically what I'm going to do now. So now the system will take all the information that I just sent using that window and will create a new incident in the system, and I will be able to, in a second to open that and start working on that and do all the rules that I need. Okay, so here is the incident. As I open it, as you can see here, we have the customer, we have the contact details of the contacts on the form, and this is the contract and the contract line. We have here all the classification that we asked for, the type, subtype, etc. We can see that the incident origin is from email, since it's coming in this from email, and what was the request date. Now, for each incident, we have here the incident management tab. On the incident management, we will be able to see a few interesting parts. First, we can see here that the SLA for the start date is 2:30. My current time, by the way, it's 1. And the due date will be tomorrow at 10. Now let's see where those SLA where is coming from. The SLA is calculated according to the contract line. The contract line will handle the SLA according to the definition that we had with the customer. So we can see here a few things. First of all, the expiration date, how many records the customer bought, and we can see here on the SLA part the SLA with the customer. So we will have here the two types of SLA. We have the start date and we have the due date. So the SLA will be defined can be defined according to what we call next business day. And then regardless to the time that someone opened the incident, it will always be the next business day when it will be over. So for example, if we define, 8 to 5 working hours, working day, so it will always be tomorrow at 5. But I can also define how many days. So for example, the response time can take 1 day, and the due date can take 2 days. Okay, so it will be after 2 days. And again, each time we will just take under consideration the calendars, only working hours, only working days. Another option is to say, okay, I don't want to calculate the SLA according to a next business day. And in that case, I need to provide the duration, and this is the case in this contract line. So the duration was 1.5 hours. So since now it's 1 my time, 1.5 hours will be 2:30, and the duration will be 6 hours. Now, since now we saw that the due date was tomorrow at 10 a.m. So why it's calculated like that? For each contract line, we can set calendar. The calendar are basically the working hours according to which we will calculate the SLA. So this is our working hours. It's working hours during the week, Monday to Friday, 8 till 5. And since we are now at 1 o'clock Tuesday, so we want 6 hours, so it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will be at 10 a.m. Okay, only tomorrow. Now, if, for example, during that time, this specific date, it was a holiday, so we will decide we can move that to another one. So you can decide to define different calendars to different customers, and even for the same customer to have two types of contracts or contract line, one gold 24/7, another one, I don't know, only working hours, so you definitely can define that. Go back to the incident. Okay, so this is why basically we define the SLA according to that time. Now, we can see more things that were happened here. One is that the original email now is linked to the incident, so I can see it from here. But also a new email was created and was sent. Open the email. The email was sent to the customer, okay, with all kinds of templates and all kinds of details. This email was sent as a result of a definition that we had in the configuration, saying when an incident will be created, send the email. Let's just, let's pop that record out. Okay. Let's go to the definition, for example. So on the service desk, we have part of configuration. And on the configuration, for example, we have here notification policies. So this is, for example, a notification policy according to which the email was sent. If I would like to create a new one, we'll click here on the new button, and you will be able to see, for example, that I can define, for example, for this kind of rules, when the incident will be assigned, when it will be created, when it will be reopened, the status changed, it will be resolved, the SLA will exceed it or it's about to exceed. So for example, we choose when the SLA will be exceeded. I want to send a recurring email every 10 minutes. And I want to send that from a specific user that will be me. And I want to send that to a specific team. Or for example, to the owner of the team, of the incident. Okay? And then I can define what kind of template I want to use. But this is how simple it is to define the notifications. Now the notification policies, since we can active two types of service desk, can be service desk or help desk, you can define different rules for each kind of activity. So in that case, I will just say, okay, for both of them, when the SLA will be exceeded, send the mail to a user. Okay, so that is the way to define, for example, the incident, all kind of notification rules. Now, the incident also, as you can see here on the assignment tab, the incident was assigned to owner team called REM and also a queue that will be the notification user. All those kinds of definition are coming from entity that we have that's called assign policy. By the way, this is tier 1, as you can see here. The assign policy basically is the way to define what to do with all kinds of incidents. So if, for example, in that rule I define that when an incident will be created with type application ABC, assign the incident to tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Okay, so you can see in each tier that we have a queue that we can define, owner team or owner user, and a notification user in case you want to send emails from a different notification user. So as you can see here, I defined here 3 tiers for that. And the way to escalate the incident between the tiers can be defined again by the settings. According to settings, you can define to have that with automatically. That means that when the priority of the incident, and again, the priority is in a scale of between 1 to 100. So when it will get to 60, automatic escalate that to tier 2, and that will be the new queue, and that will be the new owner, and define that the new owner will get, for example, a notification for that. And same thing about tier 3. Another option to do that is just to say, okay, I don't want to define that. I don't want to define that manually. Sorry, I don't want to define that automatically. I want to define that manually. So in that case, let's go back to the incident. By the way, you can see here that the incidents are colored according to the priority. So also, by the way, the colors you can define, the user can define, but for example, all the high will be red. In that case, the medium is brown, and the others are in other colors. Let's sort that according to the created on, so I can find my incident. That was the incident. And again, in that case, I define that I can assign the incident manually. So I want to shift or escalate the incident manually between the tiers. So I can just choose from the incident, go to escalate button here that we have. And here I can choose the tier number. Now the tier number, since now at the moment I'm on tier 1, I will have the ability to only to escalate to tier 2 or tier 3. Now the user doesn't need to know if it's who is really tier 2 or who is really tier 3. You just need to decide to which tier you want to do that according to the priority or according to the escalation of the incident. This is regarding that. Now another way to work, and again, we need to have the ability to define many kind of rules, but another way to work is not working with the assign policy, but to decide that someone will assign incidents manually to users. So in that case, we have here the ability to assign, of course, but you will find here a different way or different approach to assign records to users. So we have here a window that this is the advanced assignment add-on. On each one of those, you will see here, in that case, I have only one user, but if you will have here many users, in each one you will see first how many records he has, how many activities he has. So you will be able to see who is more loaded and who less. You will be able to see here all kind of other information, for example, the business unit, the manager, and the site. Now you can see here for each one of the employees if he, at the moment, if he logged in or not. Okay, now with the way we're doing that is just a check-in, check-out button that we have. Each employee, each user can say, okay, now I'm in, now I'm out. The advanced assignment here options gives you also the ability, the same abilities like the CRM, to filter according to name or to do all kinds of smart queries, and of course to sort. And you can also do the same for teams. So you can define that, for example, for all kinds of teams. You can see the experts, the RAM, who will be the owner of that. So you can use that as well, because in the service desk, the amount of records is so big and so huge, so you need a smart tool to define who will be the next owner. Just to see the names or not, it's not enough. But this is also another way to see that. Okay. Another thing that we can do with our incident here, first of all, we can track for how long the incident is open, wherever the open duration field. Let's say that the incident is open for 10 minutes already. Okay, this is my response time. Then we have here also the response time. Sorry, that was the SLA for response time, and this is my actual response time, how long it took me to respond. So we have here the status reason. When I will modify the status reason from new to something else, for example, in progress, and I will set that, okay, so I now can see that actually the open duration is 30 minutes and the response time is 30 minutes as well. Now the open duration will keep growing as long as the incident will be aged, but the response time will be the same. So that way I will be able to know that the SLA for the start date was 1 hour and a half, but the response time was only 30 minutes. So that way that means that okay, this is great. I managed to set the SLA according to that. Now, another thing that we can say, let's say again that we're changing the status here, for example, now waiting on customer and saving that. You can see here, for example, now the open duration 40 minutes, the response time 30 minutes. Now I change here the status reason several times. The reason is that I want to show you the incident tracker option that we have here. As I said, the incident tracker will track each significant change in the incident. So, for example, when I change the status from new to in progress, that was the first one, it didn't affect the SLA. Okay, but when I change that from in progress to waiting on customer, it freezed the SLA. The idea is that you can define in the organization what will be the status reasons for which the SLA will be freezed, and for those incidents, the priority will not will get higher until the incident will be unfreezed. So basically, you can see here exactly who modified when, for which value to which value, and how it affected the SLA. Okay, so you can define that from here as well. When the SLA will be next time will be unfreezed, it will be recalculated with the remaining time that you need to add from the moment that it was unfreezed. Okay, I think I covered most of the abilities here of the incident. Bottom line, we have here more other options, but I want to switch to the extranet. But basically, the idea is that once the incident will be resolved, we have here the resolved incident button. Also, we added here a few things. So, for example, the user customer very satisfied. Status reason is information provided, and then we have here what was the total duration and the actual duration. The total duration will be end to end from the moment it was open until the moment it was resolved, while the actual duration will be only working hours. Okay, so I can see that and that can be different values. And finally, we have here the billable time. Okay, if I bill the customer according to interval of 1 hour, or it can be the actual time, or not at all because he paid according to incident. So in that case, let's just go with 50 minutes. Okay. So now the incident is resolved, and of course we just track that in history and stuff. And of course, the incident can also just we can just reorganize the incident or relive that, reopen that, and start working with that again. So this is basically in the short how to work with the incident, how to open a new one. Another way to open a new incident and to communicate with customers or employee will be the extranet portal. Just log out since I guess the session will be over anyway. The customers will get a user and password for the portal. If we're talking about employees, employees can just use their same Windows authentication the same way that they are getting to the CRM. They don't need to use the CRM, but it's just a way to work with the notifications. So this is the portal. We have two tabs here. One of them it will be home, and the other one will be service desk. On the home page, you can see welcome messages that we have here. On the tab here, we can getting started. You can see here all kinds of messages. You can basically define who will see which message, and you can define expiration date. If I have here what's new in Office 2013, you can click on the more information. You can see here a link, and then open that and see that from here as well. And then when we go to the service desk, we have here the ability to see cases, new case, knowledge base, assets, contracts in case this is external customer, but in that case I'm showing you an employee, and also reports showing him the all kinds of filters on these activities. So when I go to the when we're showing the created on, or sorry, the activities, so we have here a few options. First of all, we can search according to the subtype description, just to get the filter. If we want an advanced option to do that, we can click on the advanced, and then we can define according to state. Okay, I want to see only active and only in progress. We don't have anything in progress, I don't know, researching or something. And you can also define according to from to. Find here to reset in order to see the results again. The result can be exported to Excel from here, and then for a customer that would like to use that, you can just export that from here. If I would click on one of those records, I will be able to see that we have here the records of that. We can see here more details. We can see also, okay, so we have a problem with your workstation. Ask for help. The user can do from the incident on the portal. He can send a message to the service that support him. Now, basically, the support team will get the message and can start communicate with the employee or the customer. So we can see here that he sent the message. You can see all the corresponding here. He can also send attachments. For example, this is an error message. Then you can browse in order to see the message. Now also, all kinds of files can be sent from the service desk support team to the incident from the other side. Okay, this is my error message. So they can send him all kinds of how-to documents or stuff like that, and he can just open that form here. And finally, the customer can decide to close an incident. He can define that he wants to cancel because, for example, now everything is okay, or he got the information, or he used the knowledge base. Of course, the user or the employee can create new case from here. So, for example, I have a problem, this and that, or we have a problem with Office. The customer can also use incident templates. Again, the one that the service desk team will define that you can see. So, for example, he has here, I don't know, laptop problem. Okay, so we have here user workstation. This is what was defined on the template. In that case, we will build all the others automatically, and etc. So save that, and the incident will be created now on the for the service that's supporting. All the rules that we define, emails, everything will be the same thing as here. If we will go here to the case number, and we'll go to the incidents. We're able to see here. That's what the incident was created. And again, if the support team wants to communicate with the customer and offer him all kinds of things, you can just go to the notes. And can say, try to do this. Okay. And then the customer will be able to see that here. Oh, sorry, we'll go to the view cases. Search according to that. Yep. But they can go to the incident, and then we'll see the description from here. Try to restart. Okay. So you can just reply or send a message, and we'll see everything from there. We have questions. We have 5 minutes to the end of the webinar. That will be great time for questions. Let's see. Yeah. So, team asking if we can define permissions on the portal. The answer is yes. We have for each. Let me show you. We have for each user using the portal, we have what we call authentication ticket. On the authentication ticket, in that case, this is me. On the authentication ticket, we can link if that will be an employee or contact, and we can define all kinds of things. For example, what will be the authentication method. It can be according to Windows authentication, basic authentication. If it's basic, what will be the username, password, what will be the time zone and language. By the way, the portal and the solution are translated to 9 languages, among them, of course, French, Spanish, Dutch, German, Russian, Portuguese, Hebrew, maybe I missed some, and of course English. So the user can choose what is the preferred language. And regarding the permissions, the privileges. So we have here exponent access level. For each one we can use if that will be only contact level, or that will be account level, or not at all. So not at all will be only for users that you want to, that they will be able to create a new incident, but they cannot track them at all. Second level will be contact level. So he can create and view his records, but only his records. And finally, you have the account level. Okay, the account level, basically, you can see everything, all the organization, all the contacts coming from your organization. So you'll be able to see that according to that. So this is basically the privileges that we're giving on the portal. No problem. Okay, that will be a good time if you have any kind of questions. Just type on the chat, or if you want, I will unmute the record. We have a few minutes. Yeah, I think Dan is recording after the webinar, we will send everybody the presentation and the link to the video. No problem. Well, once you will download, the team is asking where you can get the customer portal. So once you will download the service desk, if you have some kind of demo, we will install it for you, or just send it the installation guide, and then you can just install that. It's a very simple installation. Okay, we have 1 minute. I want to maybe expand a little bit. I don't know if all of you heard about the roadmap of Microsoft, but that maybe can be a good opportunity to expand a little bit about that. Microsoft announced basically about the near future roadmap, and part of that will be the expand the abilities of the service desk module in the CRM in a way that it will be more usable than it's today, maybe to add more features. We were since we are a part of the beta version, we had the opportunity to take a look at that, and I can tell you that basically they made some progress, mostly on the SLA part, but it's totally not covering all the service desk abilities coming from Focuslight product. Once it will be released, maybe we will use part of the functionality that they will have there, but it's a progress to the service desk module. But as you can see from the presentation today, the gap between our product and Microsoft Basic, it's very big. And again, maybe it's one feature or something like that they added, but it's not totally not covering all the features that we have here. And it's okay because it's a CRM system. It's not only about services, so they need to focus. They cannot focus and drill down in the same type that we're doing. So we saw that it's a great opportunity to add more abilities to the service desk, but it's not something that saying, okay, so we don't have nothing to do with the service desk. Not at all. We are keep investing on the service desk. Basically, by the way, we have new projects at the moment working on the service desk, so everything is it's okay. We're keep doing the same roadmap that we had. Nothing changed. Just a clarification that so that it will be good to clear and to make sure that everybody is aligned. Okay, guys, if you don't have any other questions, I think we can finish the webinar here. I want to thank you for your time, and I hope that you enjoyed the webinar, and I hope to see you in the next webinars as well. Thank you again.